All right, on to Jenna.
Smash!
Okay, so she's a smash for you, but what about personality and what do you think about her?
Right, personality-wise, I think she's pretty good. She's analytical, she's understanding, she doesn't tend to treat you like shit. And I'm trying not to just become a fanboy, you know. But for the most part, like if you're if you're at least a fairly decent person and let her have her space and kind of be the girl boss that she is, that's fine. I think she would really want someone who's also independent. So I strive to try to be independent. In these economic times, it's incredibly freaking hard. She would want someone who is an adult and can be an adult. I And she likes anime. She's totally into anime. I don't know if you've gotten that part of her personality yet, but she's totally into anime and manga. She probably dig learning Japanese and learning how to write and all that and speaking it. I don't know if she'd be an otaku, but
No.
no, she'd be a total nerd. And she's really smart. But she would absolutely have no room for someone's inconsiderate bullshit like Flynn.
No, not at all.
Because no, because we see it time and again. Like Flynn is very inconsiderate, very aggressive, and she's just like, I'm not gonna have any of this bullying crap when you're going after TJ, who just doesn't want to stick up for himself,
Yeah.
or he's just intimidated easily, and you're just like going after him. Like she's like, I will fight you,
It's like,
and she would probably win.
I mean, she
So yeah.
clearly has the motivation
Hmm.
in that when she believes there's some sort of injustice or something like that, she definitely goes to bat. You know, her being a minority inside the setting makes perfect sense,
Oh, her
especially one that
background.
is already repressed, well, oppressed by just her society in general. Um, so yeah, no, that makes sense. Why she would go to bat for TJ. And but yeah, yeah, continue.
Yeah. That too. But yeah, just the fact that she has that girl boss, she's got that ambition. And I've got David with me, our kitty cat. And yeah, that ambition, she'd be independent. She'd be good being independent. She'd want to be with someone who else is independent. Uh, and yeah, you know, also her lack of like being able to tolerate BS. I think we've seen it with her and Carl. Carl's like, you know, I don't want to do anything because like my own personal issues, and she's like, that's all full horse crap. You just need to get you just need to get yourself to counseling and fix it. And he's just like, maybe I don't want to. And
Yeah,
she's just like, you're such wasted potential and self-created problems and all that.
but I mean, here's the other thing with that, right? She's she's seen real problems. Like
Oh yeah.
she's had actual fucking problems. There's something that happens is when you have had a challenge and you overcome that challenge, you tend to look back at that in a certain amount of you look back at that with a certain amount of tolerance of that problem, of that discomfort. Right, so she's had that discomfort. She's able to just conquer that no problem. She understands that if she doesn't act, things will get way, way worse. So there's a lot of things that she understands that Carl does not yet. And so she's willing to just go for it. Like she's willing to just be like, okay, this is a problem. This problem needs to be solved. I'm gonna solve it right now. And it's like, okay, cool, awesome. You you go, and that she will go and figure it out because yeah, she has seen where that mountain go. She's seen where the nadir of that pit is. She doesn't want to be back there.
A good place. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a bad place.
it's not good.
She suffered her entire childhood in that place, and she got out second she just couldn't stand it anymore.
Yeah.
Because she
So
also, I don't know if you know, but she's lost a sibling to Echo, so she hates that place even more. And the sibling she lost was the good one. He was the actual decent person who tried to help everyone get better,
yeah.
from what I understand.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So yeah, I mean, she probably has some survivor's guilt from that, and all that's probably pushing her towards what she wants. Like, all of this shit is telling me that she's probably one of the better characters in Echo, because
oh yeah,
she's
she's a good person. She's
yeah,
a straight up good person. That's one thing that makes me just smash. I mean, the other fact is like I would like a girl who is smaller than me. And the fact that she is smaller than me, she's supposed to be cute, and she's got like that very, girl boss energy. It'd be like if ever she wanted uppies, it would not be a suggestion or an ask, it would be an order. And I'd be more than happy to comply.
all right. Is there anything else you want to add about Jenna?
Let's see. Let me just go through it. She'll take action. She didn't put up with BS. She'll help. I think if Carl was more receptive to her advice to like get better, I think he would actually have a much better relationship with her.
Yep.
Because I think she's like, I know what's best because I've kind of been there, and it doesn't get better. Like, she hasn't really been there. She's had like a version of it, but also she sees like so much lost potential for Carl because he has all this potential that he doesn't see. So yeah, it's just like she would be a really supportive friend if you're not a douchebag like Flynn, or should I say, because he actually does care. You don't act like a douchebag the way he does.
So here's the fun thing though. Her and
And with
Flynn.
Leo, how he just kind of mistreats people and has like this. She doesn't put up with people's flaws well. I think that's the thing I'm kind of finding is like she knows everyone's got flaws, but she doesn't know how to like tolerate them very well.
So here's the important thing about Flynn and Jenna, right? She doesn't put up with Flynn's bullshit until she realizes that Flynn was kind of right. Right? When she thinks it's just Flynn bullying TJ and going after him for no goddamn reason, she's all for defending him. She's all for defending the victim. But when it comes out what actually happens, then she's still there for Flynn, but she really cools down for. She's there for TJ. She really cools it down for Flynn, like a ton. And is like, okay, there was some validity to him pursuing this that I didn't see.
Yeah, it wasn't just Flynn being a bully, which is probably what she thought. It's Flynn actually had a point, and he needed, and which I'm kind of surprised she didn't notice that Flynn really had a point, but at the same time it's like she didn't seem to like Sydney that much.
No, she fucking hated him.
So she kind of dismissed him a lot.
Yeah, she fucking hated that guy.
Fucking hated him.
She probably didn't want him dead, but if it was a situation between him hurting someone or him just not be like, she would have preferred that he just disappeared. Like not the same way his dad did, but in the same way people think his dad did. Like maybe
just left town.
Just leave.
Just kind of ran away and took care of himself outside, away from everyone. Didn't hurt anyone else.
Yeah, because like she bonded with TJ a lot, and CJ and Sydney just always would bully and beat the hell out of TJ. So
oh yeah. And so she probably you've heard of transference, right, Finn?
Yeah.
Do you think she has some transference on Flynn from her experience with Sydney? Because Sydney would always mistreat TJ, and so maybe she's seeing, instead of Flynn trying to actually having like a legitimate attempt to find answers, it's just bullying and she's just having transference. I
It
just thought of that and like, oh, you know what? That's probably it.
it could be some, but it's probably more of she just viewed Flynn and Sydney as their own little like subunit of
Click.
the group. So like how Chase and Leo were connected at the hip, then Flynn and Sydney were connected at the hip, and her and TJ were connected at the hip, and then Carl's just there.
Oh
Like,
yeah, and then later on, as you know, where the story's actually taking place, Carl and Flynn are like in a little joined at the hip kind of click thing because they're the only two left. Well, no, Leo's still there, but he
Leo's
doesn't
still
really talk to either of them.
Leo's still there, but like Leo is kind of a ghost of what he once was. And he
Yeah.
very much is still just like, oh, Chase, Machula, come back to me, Machula, oh. You know, and then he's in his room on his computer, Chula.
Oh
Oh.
yeah, and you get like Chase checks like the search history.
He's like, holy
And
shit.
it's all Otter and Wolf.
He's
It's
just
like,
like, oh.
oh, well, I know what he's into. Oh
This,
my goodness.
it's that whole thing where it's like, this person has never moved on from me, and I have moved on entirely. Oh
Like,
no.
oh, obsession.
I should
That's
probably
kind
get
of
I should probably get out of
creepy.
here. Yeah.
A little bit of obsession. He's a little
Not,
bit
not
creepy.
feeling good about this. But
So yeah, that's probably yeah.
I think it's
No, go ahead. Sorry.
it could be some transference, but I think it's more of she kind of just blames both Sydney and Flynn for that because Flynn could have intervened more and been like, Sydney, what the hell are you doing? Stop this. And like really stopped him if he wanted to.
Probably yeah.
But
I
he
think
just didn't.
I think Flynn's the only one Sydney would really listen to. Other than Leo, because Leo would probably just
Beat the hell out of him.
bat him around.
Yeah.
Don't do that, Otter. Whap, 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 whap.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, to an extent, but I think Leo probably cared more about Chase than he did TJ, and probably didn't defend TJ that much. Or, you know,
Yeah,
Sydney just
probably
did his bullshit when Leo wasn't there. And Leo wasn't going
Or
to beat his
Leo
ass
maybe
afterwards.
just thought that Leo just thought that Sydney was playing around and he didn't know how much distress TJ was under. Because Leo is a competitive guy and he played football. So I imagine he was I imagine he's a very competitive person and he was probably just thinking like, well, TJ kind of needs to toughen up anyway.
Yeah, it's that whole thing. When people start crying, it's like, yeah, okay, fine. They don't want to play anymore. Like that.
Like,
That's
okay, he's had enough. Stop, and you're choking him, which is like,
yeah.
like you can keep saying there are no rules for some reason, so everything's legal, but at the same time, TJ is obviously terrified that he's gonna get, killed. So
Killed, yeah.
stop it.
Yeah. So, it's just one of those things. Okay, so with Jenna. Are you finished with Jenna? Where do you want to put her?
I would, I'm gonna have to be honest. I am gonna put her. This is probably just me fanboying over Jenna, but I'm putting her in S because I think she's got a good personality. She's a girl boss, and if I am acting like an asshole, and sometimes I do, I admit it. There's a very certain Carl person who may come across this and sorry, I was an asshole. Do you? Sometimes I was a really big asshole, but I was trying to help. I just didn't know how. She would reel me in fast and hard and actually be able to tell me I'm just being an asshole and probably tell me the reasons why and talk me through it and be like, yeah, you're right.
Terry, it all starts with sorry.
Okay, Charlie.
We're all just hell of a boss now. No, it has been Hotel.
How dare you? But no,
what are you waiting for?
I put her in S because she wouldn't just not put up with my crap, and she would be able to tell me why I'm acting like an asshole, and then she would just tell me to stop acting like an asshole, and I'd, given the straight facts of why I'm being an asshole, I'd probably be like, defensive for a moment and just be like, probably, you know, hard cross my arms, wrinkle my face like a child and be like, okay, fine, you're right.
Okay. So,
So definite S and then definite smash.
okay. So me, when I look at Jenna, it's like, okay, we have someone who clearly is interested in people, who I honestly look at Jenna and I think, okay, this is the character that is supposed to be the author insert. That's what I think about Jenna. Because most of the time when she's on screen, she's being responsible, she's doing what she should be doing, and she's not actively trying to hurt anyone. Like, even at her worst, when she's yelling at Carl, she's yelling at him because she sees the wasted potential and is like, fuck are you doing? Stop this shit and figure it out. And instead of him, and she cannot stand that defeatist attitude, because when she was growing up, that's all she saw. She just saw hopelessness. She just saw people doing drugs. It's like, the world's not going to get any better. It's like when you meet people who are like, who don't want to have kids, not because they just don't want to have kids, but because they just look at the world and they have no hope for the world, for the future at all, potentially ever. There's like, why would I ever want to bring kids in this world? And that's okay, by the way, for those of you who do feel that way. But I want to push that things can get better if you take action and get to the point and get to a place where it can be better for you. So that's what Jenna understands. She's like, okay, I want to get out of this shitty environment. I hate all of this. I'm going to go do this, but I want to do something that's actually going to help people, where I can do research on this stuff and figure it out. And so that's what she does. Good for her. So she is the character who has her shit together. Okay, that's a good part. She has her shit together. I like people who have their shit together. I really do. Because, like, if I'm being irresponsible and they're just like, what are you doing? It's like, oh, right, okay, I guess we should go be responsible. But I want to do this. It's like, well, you can do it afterwards. Just do it. It's like, okay, fine. Right. Having that extra stability there is fantastic, and everyone needs that extra stability. If you've ever been in a relationship with someone who's just pure chaos, no stability ever, it's horrible. It sucks. Because now you're having to be the one who's always keeping them in line, and they resent you for keeping them in line, and it's just awful. But, you know, then again, that's kind of like bottom bratty shit. So, you know, she's a good character who's actually trying to keep shit together. And when shit hits the fan, and she's like, I have to go into pure survival mode, I have to be on my own, I have to take care of myself, she does. Right? She might bring you along with her. I'm pretty sure when in Leo's route, if she had found TJ first, he would be right with her. If she was able to, you know, pull him out of his problems, out of what he was experiencing, she would have him, like, if she needed to, she would fucking leash him to her belt loops if she had to, and drag him along with her, just so he can't freak out and run off somewhere. So, yeah, I think she's supposed to be the author insert, where she's the reasonable, smart character. She's the one who keeps everyone together, cools down a lot of problems. She is willing to adjust to new evidence. As I was saying, when it comes out that Flynn was right, and, you know, it turns out that Flynn and Chase are sort of making out a little bit, when she walks in, she's like, oh, well, that's fun. I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh, well, I wasn't expecting this. I was expecting you to rip my balls off again. She's like, no. I'm just happy that you found something that you like, that you can be you and you can experience this. So it's like she comes off as a character who's actively trying to be genuine and authentic to herself. in what she wants to be, what she strives to be. So in that regard, I like that. I like people who are genuine. I like people who are striving to be themselves. She
All that you can be.
she probably does mask a bit, but
I'm sure she does. She has
she's
to.
not masking all the time. And so she fits that like smart girl archetype who can be charismatic, but at the same time has been through shit, like very clearly, and is able to keep her shit together.
Mhm.
Granted, I haven't seen all the fun shit where she gets hit, where her trauma gets, where all her triggers get hit, and she starts freaking the hell out. So I haven't seen that, but I'm pretty sure she could absolutely just wreck everybody else in the group if she wanted to. I mean, she
I'm
probably
sure she
would have.
could.
Yeah, she probably would have beat the fuck out of Gutsu if Chase wasn't there. That would have just been a bloodbath on both sides. Like they both would have been absolutely fucked up.
Yeah, I think Kutsu would probably have just tried to run away, and she would have just like ripped them apart if she didn't also try to run away. We
Yeah.
already know she can beat up Carl. We already know she can run circles around Leo, which means if it's like it would be like that classic fighting game thing where you get the person who swings haymakers versus the person who like tears you down gradually. She'd
Yeah.
probably tear him down gradually because he doesn't have the endurance.
It's the speedster versus the frozen glacier is what you're looking for.
Yeah, something like that.
So, I mean, also don't mistake being able to run circles around somebody for you need to hit them a bunch and they need to hit you once, right?
Yeah.
So, but
Don't screw it up.
yeah, don't fuck it up. You have like 2 hits before you're done. So no,
She might have a little bit more toughness in her too, because she did grow up in an abusive household, so she
Yeah.
could probably take a few hits.
she's seen
So
where
she'd
the
probably
bad.
be like 3-4.
She's
yeah.
seen where the bad is. She knows what the bad is. And when she sees that people are kind of moving in that direction, they're just giving up. That's usually where you end up when you give up. She's just like, nope, I am not tolerating this bullshit. You are going to figure it out. I'm not going to sit here and watch you destroy yourself. I will rip you apart before I let you do that. And she's doing it because she cares about you. And she's very clear about that. That's the thing. She very clearly cares about Carl and Carl's route. That's what motivates her to act. And be like, what are you doing? Stop doing all these drugs. It's probably a trigger for her too, because she sees people doing drugs and wasting their lives. Or I guess donating their lives to drugs, I guess. But like she's trying to motivate him. And when at the end of one of Carl's routes, when she realizes she potentially has something in her hand, she drops it and starts screaming because she doesn't want to hurt anyone here. She deeply cares about everyone here. She, at the very beginning of the, before even you get to make your first decisions, she's all like, the reason she's practically kicking Chase into Leo is because she's basically saying, hey, sort your shit out. She doesn't care if it takes the entire week. She's just kicking them into each other to say, hey, figure this out so you guys can settle this. So you're not sitting there like just screwing around with each other constantly and running circles around each other, because it's never going to get resolved. You're both going to be stuck in limbo forever.
He's probably also hella pissed at Chase because he did just ghost Leo and then just come back without it. She's probably trying to be like, okay, you're zombieing Leo right now. You two need to actually talk it out. And so, and resolve the issue that you have. It's a start this conversation we're having outside the motel, but y'all two need to do this. It's not even a question. You hurt Leo very badly, very deeply, truly, madly, deeply hurt him. And you need to resolve it. I think she's more pushing Chase at that point to actually get the conversation started and try to resolve some of the issues for Leo, because the bro needs closure.
Yeah, literally.
And Chase didn't give it to him, and he's not giving it to him. He literally needs to be pushed into it by a boss girl.
Yeah, Leo wants to give
Or
it to
does anyone?
Chase every night. I agree. But yeah, it's just one of those things. So she's like, I see where all this goes. I understand where all this goes. You don't want it to go there. Because just imagine Leo shows up at Chase's college. Right? And like, ooh. Hi, Leo. This is fucking weird.
Oh, wow. How did you find out where I lived? Chula, it's all public information.
It literally is. It literally is.
Yeah.
It literally is. You can look up almost anybody's address if you know their name. So, you look up their current address, no less. So, it's all public.
Don't give people ideas, Finn. What's wrong with you?
So, my name is Finn Muir. No, so, yeah. And so, when we see other parts...
Yeah, Terry Candlestick is my full legal name.
Totally.
I don't have a middle name.
No, your middle name is Candle and your last name is Stick.
I'm trying to mislead them on purpose.
I mean, it's like when your mom, I don't know, lit camp stick, lit fire stick, is just like Terry Candlestick. Get your ass over here. That's when you know you're in trouble. When it's not Terry Stick, you're fucked. So
Terry Stick.
Terry Stick.
Hello, I'm Terry Stick.
So, yeah. So, Jenna does, from what I remember, she doesn't do anything particularly horrible when it's entirely on her. And when she's in control of herself, she does seem to care about all of her friends. She even cares about Leo. I mean, she even cares about Flynn. She doesn't like Leo that much. Let me put it this way. She likes Leo, but she also remembers when Leo's this big, tough jock guy who probably threw his weight around a lot and tries to exude authority. And one thing that will always happen whenever you have a trickster, aka a brat, in your friend group and you start trying to bark out orders, is they immediately love putting you in your place at their feet. By any means they can. To make you look stupid or weak, or to somehow show you that you're not as cool or as strong or as fast or as capable as you think you are. You're not the one in charge here. We're all making our own decisions. You're not the boss. You're not top dog. So, or, more or less to say, you're not the boss of me. And if I have to show you that by absolutely dominating the hell out of you every chance I get, it's fine with me. Because every single time she's competed with Leo, she's absolutely had him in the dirt.
Oh yeah, every single time.
Like heel on the back of his head. So, just complete domination. So
Scorpion so hard. Scorpion so hard he poisons himself with a non-poisonous toenail.
Yeah, it's like she's smart, she understands skill, she understands how to use things. She wants to actively learn things so she can control things, so she can figure things out. And when she has control, she doesn't use that to just browbeat you into submission. If you don't want to go with her, cool. All right, she'll go do her thing. Have fun.
I think she's someone that most people would be feel pretty good about opening up to and being secure around and being vulnerable around, because she's not going to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Some of these other folks would probably take advantage of someone becoming vulnerable around them.
This is why I say she's probably an author insert, or she's supposed to represent the author. Or she's supposed to represent...
Are you calling her a Mary Sue?
No. A Mary Sue is not necessarily an author insert. If she was able to, solo the problems with Echo, no problem, and not be subject to them at all, and just, you see her walking out of the cave and she's got a dead, whatever in her hand, she's like, yeah, and, rips its head off.
Just walks out of the sandstorm, she's like, I am Echo Jesus.
Yeah, right. Then she'd probably be a Mary Sue. If she was literally better at a Mary Sue is somebody who is better than everybody at everything, but doesn't have a good reason for that and receives constant praise for being better than everything.
So Leo doesn't get mad about being beat in the race. He basically turns around and says, "You are amazing, Gina." And she's like, "I know." Fans herself with her hand like it was so hard. Just humble brags.
It's the whole
And
thing.
anyone fawns over her. That would be Mary Sue, huh?
That would be a bit much. Like, that would be a problem.
Get
But
that much.
like that's the whole thing of Leo knows he's out of shape, and he knows he tries to use strength for everything, and most importantly, Leo knows he's not particularly smart. Like, he's good at what he does. He's good at certain puzzles, like he's able to take Salamander's whatever his name is. He's able to take his bike apart and figure out what's wrong with it eventually. So he's good
He's
at
pretty
those puzzles.
hands-on.
But he's not
And he's also
necessarily.
like a mechanic at his dad's shop, so he knows how things work.
Yeah,
And oh, you know what? You haven't done Route 65 yet. Route 65, they say that Leo is the one who fixes like electronics, like when someone breaks like a game or something or it stops working, Leo is the one who goes in and fixes it.
yeah.
Not
So
Carl,
so
who
he
plays the video games.
yeah he's one of those people who can figure out mechanical logical problems.
Hmm.
Whereas Jenna is one of those people who likes to pick up a lot of skills and understand people to an extent. Right? There's a certain game there that comes with understanding people. There's a lot of strengths to it as well. That you can get people to do kind of whatever you want as a group if you know how to approach them about certain issues or how to present things. But really, the thing that gets me here is there are very few, if any, times where Jenna's like, "You're gonna do this with me or else." Like maybe in her route, she does that sometimes before she's in psychosis, because I'm pretty sure she goes into psychosis at some point, because everyone does. But like,
She does, yeah.
oh
I,
yeah,
I, I
for sure.
remember there seems to be one part.
I'm gonna flood this damn town. I'm gonna kill everyone. Something like that probably. But there's just the whole thing of she doesn't actively try to be malicious, and she's smart as hell. And so I like intelligence. I like really smart people. I particularly like people who are smarter than me. Those are people I actually really like. Like there's a reason. I have a friend in college. He's a sociology major. He has his master's now. He might have his PhD by now if he wanted to get a PhD. I listen to that guy all day. He wasn't cute, so I wouldn't blow him. But I listen to that guy all day. Right. He was smart enough to where he got into problems with it, like a creative writing class, stuff like that. Um, but that's kind of something that Jenna strikes me as super intelligent. Will pick up skills that she knows she will use to, like, put her more. I don't want to say simple, but to put her more competitive friends in the dirt, like Leo, and his and the hammer at the fair. Leo's like, I'm going to use all strength, doesn't get anywhere. She just does it no problem because she knows how to swing the hammer. There's a trick to all those carnival games, by the way. And she doesn't treat people terribly. Like she, sort of, you know, shows off her victory over Leo, but she doesn't like rub his face in the dirt constantly the entire time she's there. So it's
Yeah,
like,
she
yeah,
celebrates to an expected and acceptable degree. She's just not like rubbing it in his face.
yeah, right,
You're a loser.
yeah, right. It's not like she's insulting him. It's just like, see, guess strength isn't everything, huh, bud? And, it's
Yeah,
okay.
and yeah, he would actually get very upset if someone was like, "You're a loser."
Yeah,
He'd be
and
losing it.
yeah, and even in cases with Flynn, as we said, when it's something where if it's something where Flynn is being a problem, she has no problem going after him. She has no problem putting up that barrier and being like, nope, you're not crossing this line in the sand or you're dealing with me, bucko. And Flynn knows that. Oh, you can tell. Like, Flynn, he sees that line and he's like, nope, I am not crossing that because if I do, she's going to beat the hell out of me. She's going to jump right on top of me. It's not going to be fun. So he already knows this. And so there were so many times just in Flynn's route where if Jenna was going to attack immediately, she would have. Instead, she's giving him the option.
Yeah.
There's the option of you can keep your mouth shut. You cannot be a problem. Or else, right? That's always good to have. So, but, yeah. 1, I like people who are smarter than me. 2, I like people who are smart about something, whatever it is, who are passionate about something. Intelligence, passion. 3, I like characters who like actually seem to give a shit about other people. And 4, I like characters who are able to show that a degree of forgiveness. Because again, when it turns out that Flynn was kind of right, and she's like, okay, I'm not going to give him shit anymore. And then when it turns out that Flynn has found something to be happy about when Chase, potentially, she's like, okay, well, that's good. Who does Flynn make out with? It's not Chase.
I forget.
He makes out with someone. I think it's Carl.
Oh, it's Carl.
Yeah. So she's like, well,
I don't even think he's making out with him. I think you're just having like a bro moment where they're bonding.
Yeah, and she's
because
like, yeah.
I think at that moment, like, Carl is like, dude, I don't want you to go, and Flynn's like, I would try to stay or something like that, and she's like, "Aww."
What's happening there is I think she's looking in on this and seeing that Flynn is willing to potentially sacrifice himself to protect them, and then she's already probably figured some of this out, but she's more in protector mode of TJ. Now that's no longer there, and she's like seeing Flynn in a slightly new light. She's like, okay, now she's seeing a little bit of what Flynn was doing for Sydney. And so now it's like, okay, she understands Flynn a bit more.
Yeah. I think she probably understands why he cared so much for Sydney, because Sydney was a very troubled child.
Or if you like.
And, huh?
Or if you like, Sydney was Flynn's TJ. Right? Jenna has TJ. She's protecting TJ.
Oh, yeah.
Flynn has Sydney, and Flynn's trying to mentor and protect Sydney. Leo has Chase, and Leo wants to protect Chase. He also wants to protect everybody else, so that's just how Leo is. But, it is what it is. So, but yeah. I think Jenna is one of those characters where you will either like her, or you will absolutely hate her. You will either like her, or you think she's a friggin' Mary Sue, and she's just better than everyone at everything.
I think it's either you admire her for being a girl boss, or you dislike her for being a bitch.
Yeah, it's just like, okay. It's some people are going to think that it's either one of those things where it's like the author is trying so hard to prop her up, or the author is just, or she's a complete bitch. And I think this really boils down to people's personal experiences, right? If people have had bad experiences with girls, they'll probably view her as more of a bitch. If they've had positive experiences with girls, they might view her more as a better person, because they're able to go at least a level deeper than she's being mean to me right now, therefore mean, right? Why is she being mean?
I think it's also like, if you've had bad experiences with people and you can kind of trust your gut enough to find the warning signs of this person's probably abusive, then yeah. Or if I don't want to say that. I think it's like, I just don't see I don't see enough red flags in her that would make me think like she's going to be abusive and she's going to turn on me if I open up to her.
You mean you're not going to wake up one day and she's going to have your balls in her hand with like a knife in the other one and just slice them off? Oh, man.
If she did, I'd be like, John, fuck off, man.
John, what are you doing? Leave me alone. Get out of your descendant's body already.
Yeah, damn, what are we doing, man?
Yeah, what are you doing?
John, anyway. What are we doing here, man? You're in the wrong century.
Anyway,
Maybe
I like Jenna. I think she's cool. All the oral.
smash,
But,
and you would smash.
yeah. But, yeah, I have a feeling these characters are similar, like, but we like them for different reasons, right?
Yeah.
So, I like TJ because I like twinks, and I like feminine people. And it's like, okay. But at the same time, I know he is not going to be interested in that at all. I like
No,
Flynn
no.
because Flynn is the character where you have no emotional investment whatsoever. He is literally the fuck buddy. Flynn is not a dom, he is a top, I guess, if he's playing with you. He's the one who ties you down, does his thing with you, unties you, and is like, okay, that was fun. And then buys you a drink. Right, and you know you're not going to cuddle up next to him. You know you're not going to be like, oh, this is so nice. He's just like, I don't care. Which is fine, again. I guess after you get done getting absolutely raped by... not raped. After you get done being absolutely...
You just put the R word out there. Demonetized.
After you get absolutely obliterated by Flynn, then you can go cuddle with TJ, I guess. Tell him it's I don't know, a friend ritual or something. And meanwhile, Jenna will just be glowering at you. Like, what are you doing? Getting free dopamine and serotonin. I'm gonna be over here writing my essay. And then, yeah, we have Chase. Useless. No personality whatsoever. Leo is kind of weird and stalkery. Clearly hasn't moved on. Carl, he's a conditional, yes or no. It's mostly no. He's just one of those friends that you would invite to all the parties, and he would show up to you would invite Carl to 50 parties, and he would show up to 4 of them. Because that's just when he's having a good day. And that's fine, because maybe 4 turns into 5, and then 6, and then 7, and eventually it's 40 when you're both 80. So, he shows up to all of them when you're 80 years old.
Yeah. So I guess for me, I like Chase because he's very mild-mannered. He doesn't have a strong opinion, so he's not always pushing you to do stuff. So it's like, I feel like it'd be probably not myself around him, but I would have a pretty good relationship with him where we're just both kind of doing whatever. Like, if I want to lead, he'd be like, okay, I'll follow you. But if he feels like he wants to lead, I'd be like, okay, I'll follow you. In a way, we'd both kind of be, I guess, annoying to each other to some extent, because it's just like, you're always just following me around unless I'm following you. It's like, yeah, maybe. Well, yeah. So TJ, I think I would probably like him a lot because of his agreeableness, and he doesn't treat you badly. Like, he's very uplifting, motivational. He'd always be there, very positive, and doesn't treat you like crap. He'd fall right into my love language of needing to be treated well consistently. Jen, I think, does the same thing, but I feel like I would trust her more. Like, that would be the trust would be there for me with Jenna. Like, I don't think she would use anything that I tell her. I obviously wouldn't tell her everything because everybody's got skeletons in the closet.
Some people literally.
But no, I feel like she would not use anything against me like the way a narcissist would. And Leo, yeah, I like the fact that he's very loyal. But the anger management would just kind of scare me. And then just his need for control and his deferment for force would be kind of scary.
Mm-hmm.
He'd be fun to wrestle with, not that way, but stuff like that. And he'd be a good gym bro to be hanging around with, and he'd be great to have. Someone's like, my car's effed up, can you come get me? He'd be there in a flash. I think Carl and I, if we hang out together, that's fine, but I don't think that beyond that we really have much in common. And then Flynn, just no, hell no. I would just not be able to deal with the constant disrespect on a daily basis. I'd be like, no, I think we might actually just. It would turn into Hunter Prey real fast.
Yeah,
Or it would just straight up leave.
Flynn is definitely a fancy a shag kind of guy. He is.
Yeah, he's definitely.
Yeah.
And let me not be mistaken. He's a handsome fella. He definitely does have the looks, but just his attitude is just so bad, and the way he treats you is just so bad. Not bad in a good way. Just no, it would just grate on me so fast. I'd be like, yeah, I can't do that. You might be a sexy bitch, but the emphasis and extent of you being a bitch is just way too much. So I think that's it. And we thought this was going to be a fast video.
3 hours later. Don't worry, we'll probably cut it into 6 parts. One part will be like the part about Leo will probably be like 5 minutes long. The part about Chase will probably be like 10 minutes long. And then the part about like some of the other characters will just be an hour by themselves.
Well, I think also we should point out, well, actually, no, I wanted to make this joke. Because of my, what was it, disorganized, anxious, ambivalent, whatever it is, where I'm basically afraid of relationships, I would just be pass on all of them because I'm terrified of relationships. So, no, I'm just kidding. Well, actually, I'm not. But yeah, that's my smash or pass for Echo.
Darn, there we go, everyone. Don't you worry, there will be some people out there who are just like, stop kissing Jenna's ass. What's wrong with you guys? We're like, we're not.
Hey, I'm willing to put up with a lot of her like stern girl bossness for the opportunity for her to just walk up to me one day and go, uppies. Because she's supposed to be very short. Because she's short, I'm like almost 6 foot. So for her to just walk up and be like, uppies.
She's like,
with her arms out, splayed like an anime character.
She's got an Armalite rifle or something. She's like, I need you to get me on top of this cliff. And just like stands on your shoulder as she shoots people. And it's like, take that. How about you?
Yeah. I just kind of like kneel down, just be like, all right, use me as your prop, and she just I stand up and just kind of like position myself. She's just on my shoulders. Maybe doing like a whole Captain Morgan thing with one foot on my head, the other one down there.
I don't know about that.
On my shoulders.
I don't know about that. That's starting to sound like you need an agreement with her. But but it can be a lot of fun. Anyway, guys, that is our Smash or Pass with all the other stuff in there. Now, just imagine we go through all these other weird fuckers. We spend like...
Now, this does include all of the other ones, including the Smoke Room, which no longer, I believe, is canon with the World of Echo project.
No, there is this other guy down here, this raccoon. You know, the one that they just walk up to TJ's old house. And he's just like, who are you guys?
Not TJ, Sydney's.
Yeah, Sydney's old house. And he's like, you guys want to come into my house?
I don't know you.
Who the fuck are you guys?
You want to go into my house and look around? I'm just going to keep this door closed.
No,
my foot's probably right behind it, so you can't smash in.
Yeah, I'm grabbing a golf club right now, and
yeah. Yeah. Like, I'm just a middle-aged dude who doesn't want any confrontation, and you folks are giving me trouble vibes.
Look, yeah, exactly. Like, I'm just some guy. I just want to go to work tomorrow, and there's 6 of you. And one of you super enthusiastic and, like, begging me to go look at this place. Okay, I'll go look.
It was 4, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. Wait, what was there 4?
Like that.
It was Chase, Carl, TJ. No, there was 5. Jenna was with them, and then they had
And, well, here
Julian. Well, here we are. Yeah, that's what he says after they knock out Inji and just stand over his unconscious body in his doorway. Well, here we are. And then later, after police have gotten to them, they're in a jail cell. Well, here we are.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they're into position after they've become very friendly with the other prison mates, and they're in the position. Well, here we are.
Wow.
You knew
Like,
that was
well?
coming.
You're just like, well, here we are. Here we are. Wow. Okay.
We went there so fast.
Here we are.
All right. So I
Wow.
guess it's gonna do it.
Okay. So, I mean, you know. So
That's
your thing with these characters is like super platonic, right?
Platonic except for Jenna. Like for the most part it would be platonic because, you know, I just don't like being in relationships because of how nerve-wracking it is.
Okay. Yeah.
It's just a god-awful experience for me. I've only experienced it a couple times and I absolutely hated it. Not because there was anything wrong with the girl. No, it was just like I didn't want them to. I was terrified they were just going to leave. So it was just like, and then I'd be terrified to have them too close. So
Okay.
it was just like it was just a fucking nightmare. So no,
Yeah, I
they
gotcha.
were great. I was just a fucking train wreck, and yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it would mostly be platonic. But if there were any feelings for any of them, it would probably Chase. No, I don't want to get into it, but Chase would probably be like, yeah, I'm boring too. TJ would always be there, like never really wanting to leave. And then Jenna would be actively trying to pull me out of my issues.
Chase would always be like, "Hey, Terry, come on a hike with me," and then he like drags you out to hike. Then he has a
Chase
spider.
or
and
TJ?
TJ. And then he has a
TJ would definitely do that,
Yeah,
which I would. Or actually, I would be down for going on a hike with TJ.
He always keeps handing you this weird box and pulling out his camera, pulling out his phone for some reason. You're like, what's going on? Ah!
Hey, TJ, I hope I don't fumble this again like it's a football and just like open it towards him and toss it. I knew you were going to do that. How dare you?
No, it
And then
turns
Jenna
out...
jumps out from behind the rock and she's like, damn it. She's got camera. She's got a camera.
It turns out that you predicted that they were going to give you that, so when you open it, it actually jumps backwards towards you anyway. Like, oh,
And
damn it!
And I go, inconceivable!
Eventually they don't know which one it's going to be, so just the spider shoots out of both sides.
And then I go,
I poisoned both
and then
glasses.
I go, and then I just do this. Haha! I knew you were going to do that, but you knew that I knew that you were going to do that, and you knew that I knew that you were, and you knew I was going to do that. So what I did instead is make sure I focused on I focused on eliminating my arachnophobia and my fear of surprises, so that nothing you ever did would surprise me.
And then Jenna just ambushes you with a huge ass spider and freaks you out anyway. Ha
She goes, I knew you'd be afraid of spiders, so here's a scorpion! Or something crazy like that.
You're just permanently terrified that like
She's just,
TJ and Jenna are going to do something horrible to you.
yeah, that would be the one downside to Jenna. Like, honestly, I think that would be like the one thing that be like, she'd always be ready to play a practical joke just to get a rise out of you and be like,
Unless you probably asked her very directly, can you please stop doing that? You know, instead of you getting angry, you're just like, can you please stop? I'm freaking out. We should
Oh,
probably stop.
Chase does. Well, Chase does say stop. We're in like a panicked way.
Well, yeah, but that's funny.
That's funny, yeah.
If afterwards he's
It's all
like,
fun
please
and
stop
games
doing
until
that.
everyone stops laughing.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it is quite late, so I think it is about time for us to call it quits.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, platonic, and maybe interesting. And I have all the oil, fuck me daddy, and all the oil. Sounds good.
So thanks for watching, everybody.
Au revoir,
Hopefully,
everyone.
well, actually, after we have done all the routes, and Route 65, we need to do that. We need to do at least one route together. Then we can do the rest of these, and we'll take out the smoke rooms. We'll just do the Echo, because I think we would also do. Should we? We eventually intend to do arches, right? So we would probably want to just save Cameron and the other dude. I forget his name.
We'll call him Billy Bob.
Yeah, sure.
That guy.
Billy Bob.
What is
Cameron
his
and
name?
Billy Bob.
That guy.
That guy.
He stands there like in the Gamers, just his hands on his hips, looking dramatically off to the side.
Yeah. Blood, death, and vengeance. No, if anyone knows about that, go give us a call, even though we already said the name. Anyway,
The Shadow.
should we hold them off when we finally get done with all the Echo routes? We'll just
probably.
even though they're at the very beginning of or the very end, excuse me, of TJ's route. I think TJ's route.
I mean, we'll figure it out. We'll figure something out. The night is young.
Actually, it's quite late. It's almost morning.
It's a brand new day, and you're gonna
And the sun is high.
It's a brand
All
new
the
day.
birds are saying that you're gonna die. Oh, inside jokes.
Indeed.
Hey, if y'all know the next few lines of that song, go ahead and put it in the comments below. We're always always wanting comments. Not desperate. That's a silly word.
Desperation is a stink you can't quite get rid of.
Indeed.
But all right.
So anyways, I think that's going to do it for us. Thanks so much for everyone. Thanks so much, everyone, for watching. If you are not subscribed to Finn or myself, go ahead and consider doing that. Leave us a comment. Leave us a like if you enjoyed it. And hopefully I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.
Goodbye. Goodbye, everyone.